but leaving me free. What struck me first was not his nearness. It was the place itself. We were too far. Far from the fractured zone, from the seal, from the place where the ground had opened beneath us. Far from the others. Nothing in that distance felt accidental. Reinhardt kept pace beside me. He did not press close, but he stayed near enough to guide, near enough to intervene. There was no withdrawal in him, no attempt to restore the space he had refused. I asked him whether that distance was tied to the way he had broken the seal. He did not answer at once. His silence was measured, as if he were deciding which fact could be allowed to stand outside him. Then he confirmed that my deduction was correct. I looked at him for a long moment. My gaze must have changed because something in the air between us changed with it. I should perhaps have said nothing. He had broken the seal, he had separated us. He had used what he understood of us to place each body where he needed it to fall. And yet I spoke. I had neither forgotten what he had done nor forgiven it. I spoke because I felt, with a certainty I could not defend, that he would do nothing with what I was about to give him. I told him Kale had not been found as a child. He had come from an egg. A strange egg, half Drakkar, half Celerian, marked with Elyran symbols. I had found it 23 years earlier. In a cave I had entered without resistance. I had felt, from the first step, that the cave had been waiting for me. Once I had carried the egg out, the stone had closed behind me. I had never been able to open it again. Kale had hatched a few days later. I told him about the baby, the asymmetry, the horns, the impossible heterochromia. I told him I had seen him and had known he was mine. That was true. But it was not the whole truth. Before the word son had settled in me, before tenderness had found its form, I had been fascinated. How could a being like him hold that impossible contradiction without tearing apart? The thought had come first. Then shame had followed. Shame that my first reflex had been Vaelwyn, before it had been mother. Reinhardt listened without interrupting me. He did not soften, he did not judge. His face remained almost unreadable. But his attention did not move away.
Your first classification did not determine your conduct. You saw a contradiction. You then chose Kale. The two facts do not cancel each other. The second qualifies the first.
My heart accelerated. For several seconds I did not know how to answer. He had not offered comfort. He had not covered the wound with gentleness. He had declared my shame inaccurate, and precisely because of that, the sentence reached deeper than consolation could have done.
These facts will not reach Orion.
Orion. Is that where you learn to survive like this?
Yes.
After that, I kept walking. The path had narrowed between broken roots and fallen stone. I should have watched every step, I knew that. But something in me had been moved out of place. Orion. He had named it only once, and the name remained between us like a door open, just enough to prove there was a room behind it. The correction remained active in me. I had not been absolved, he had not tried to absolve me. That was why I could not dismiss it. A loose stone shifted under my foot. The ground slept. His hand caught me before I struck the edge, and the fall turned. He took the harder impact. Stone broke beneath us. Dust rose for a few seconds. I heard only the grind of the passage and the breath leaving my chest. When the dust thinned, I was above him, too close. One of his arms was locked around me. His body had held the fall still. His face was beneath mine, pale, controlled, almost too calm for what had just happened. There was dust on his cheek. I wiped it away with my thumb, the gesture too familiar, too gentle, almost maternal. Before I understood I had made it. His expression did not change. Not completely. His breathing did. And beneath me, against the stillness he kept with such violence, I felt the rest.
Do not move. The stone is unstable.
It is not the stone. A silence settled between us. His eyes did not leave mine, his jaw tightened barely.
Muscular response. Involuntary. Triggered by proximity.
I stared at him and understood. Immediately. In spite of myself, heat rose to my face. Did you truly just classify that?
The term is exact.
He said it with such perfect calm that it was worse. I lowered my head for a second. Then I laughed. Not loudly, not for long. At first I laughed, surprised, strangled by embarrassment, but impossible to hold back. Reinhardt did not move. Something, however, passed through his eyes.
Your amusement is not useful.
I laughed again, more softly this time. No, I imagine it is not. He briefly closed his eyes. Only for a few seconds. When he opened them again, he had almost recovered his usual face. You know, nobody speaks like that.
I am aware.
And you are going to continue. He did not answer at once. His gaze dropped to my mouth, then returned to my eyes.
Yes.
My laughter died in my throat, not because he had frightened me, because I understood he was not speaking only of the way he spoke. He had heard me laugh, and he intended to hear it again. Above us, the stone was still groaning. Reinhardt turned his head toward the collapsed passage.
The upper passage is compromised.
I did not answer. fingers crossed